Hello. Okay, welcome to Advice Line. I got some letters in, and one of them in particular stood out. In fact, they were all based around the same thing, but one of them in particular was quite interesting. And what was asked was about love. What is love? Okay, and the example I was given, that this person feels that their partner is not in love with them because their partner is not demonstrating jealousy. Okay? Now, jealousy. If your partner does not show that they are jealous in any way, does that mean that they're not in love with you? Alright, now this is quite an interesting question, because some people feel that jealousy is a way of demonstrating love. It's not. So I'm going to explain this jealousy concept and love, because I've been having this discussion quite often and it seems to be around the same thing. So this advice talk is going to be based around love and the explanation of jealousy. So what is jealousy? I'm going to give you a clear-cut example and explanation of what jealousy actually is. Now, I'm a CBT therapist and I specialise in REBT, which is a particular form of cognitive behaviour therapy. Now, jealousy is an unhealthy negative emotion. I always reiterate, negative emotions are not bad. They're either healthy or unhealthy. Okay? So the healthy counterpart of jealousy is concern for one's relationship. Now, what is it actually about? Well, both of them are about the same thing. It's about the threat, real or imagined, to your relationship with your partner or another person. So for somebody to be jealous in their relationship, they are in a constant stream of thought, be it real or imagined. Okay, I say real or imagined, yeah, of a threat to that relationship. So they're constantly worrying that their relationship is going to be doomed because of another person. All right. Now, if this is what you see as love, then this is a very confusing place to be in. Because if you love somebody and you are constantly worrying that there's a threat that is going to end because of somebody else, you're not living in love with them. Okay? You're actually living in fear. All right? Now, love isn't about fear. Okay? Love is something else. Love is about feeling good and wanting the best for your partner. Jealousy is about really thinking about yourself and what's going to happen to you. Jealousy is about constantly misconstruing everything your partner says. Now, love isn't about that. Love is listening, love is nurturing, love is caring. Okay? So does your partner love you because they're not jealous of you? Well, it's healthier that they're not jealous of you. It's healthier that they're not behaving in those ways, okay? How will you find out if your partner loves you? Well, firstly, how do you feel? How do they feel, okay? Are they putting you first? Are they happy that you are happy? Is their main purpose in the relationship that you're happy? Or are they just focused on themselves, all right? Being in love with somebody is about wanting the best for them. Jealousy is about that person, only wanting that person to validate them. This is what makes jealousy quite unhealthy. Well, very unhealthy. Love doesn't make a demand that you must make me feel good. And that's where we get confused with relationships. We believe our partner's sole purpose is to make us feel good. Actually, it's about making the other person feel good. So the idea is, if you're both doing that, guess what? You're both having a pretty good time. If one of you's doing that and the other one isn't doing that, then somebody is loving and somebody is receiving and somebody's not really getting back and somebody's not giving and somebody is giving too much. That's not really love. That's not nurturing. Okay? Because if you're both nurturing, then guess what? You're both in each other's nurturing, feeling good vibe. So if you're not feeling that and what you're feeling is stress because your partner is jealous and wanting to find out what you're doing and who's on your phone, oh my God, the fun. We live in a world where we have technology to hand, and one of the most focal points are our phones. So if you have a partner who wants to go through your phone or sneaks through your phone and you take it that they love you because they do that, well then you're in a bit of an unhealthy relationship there, because you're only there to make them feel good. And that's what jealousy is really about, because that person's actually insecure. And if they're insecure and they're demonstrating jealousy, that's going to cause you some problems, because that's not love. Love doesn't do that. Okay? Love is open. Love is not demanding. Love is fluid and it's free and it's allowing and it's growth and it's development. Okay. Now, if you're concerned for your relationship because you can actually have substantial, tangible reason to be, that's a different thing altogether. That's actually healthy. Okay. It's not looking for something, it's just seeing what is. But jealousy is making it all up in your head and coming up with 5 off. Love isn't seeking reassurance. Jealousy does. And seeking reassurance is tiring. Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? That's painful, because if they cannot feel the love and they need you to explain it and re-explain it and demonstrate it with big acts of grandeur, that's not love. Love doesn't actually do that. Yeah. So my friend, I tell you this, and there's a few asking a very similar question. Jealousy is not love. Okay. So no, he does not love you more than anything in the world because he is searching through your phone and he is following you. That is not his love. That's his insecurity. Okay? All right? Love does not monitor your reactions to things to guess or ascertain whether or not that person loves you. All right? So when you're in a situation and, your partner is trying to gauge your reaction, or you're trying to gauge your partner's reaction and see, well, they didn't do this, and that means they're not really interested, and they didn't do that means they don't really care, and they didn't do that. That's not love. That's insecurity. That's trying to find a reason to validate yourself. All right? And that means that the work needs to be done solely on you. All right? You might find out you're not meant to be with that partner, or you might find out that you are. But ultimately, if you're not good for you, how are you going to be good for anybody else? Okay? It doesn't work that way. Along with these messages about jealousy and love, looking for evidence. So when you're searching through somebody's phone and you're trying to find reason that they're doing something, that's not you loving them. That's not them loving you. Okay? I won't, I'm not going to repeat myself over and over again, but these are unhealthy acts because you're inhibiting the growth and the development of the other person and yourself. Because you're taking up your time worrying about if this person loves you and what they're doing and how they're doing it and if it is good and whatever. When all that time you could be developing yourself, you could be doing something so much more nurturing, so much more loving to yourself. One of these emails talked about how their partner puts restrictions on them and it doesn't trust them and says, oh, you can't go here, you can't get there, but he only does that because he loves me. No, he only does that because he's in control and he has insecurity reasons and it's unhealthy. That is not love. Love does not restrict. Okay? If your partner is there where you can't go here and you can't go there and you can't wear this and you can't wear that and this is mine, and you're a possession, you're not a car, you're not a pair of shoes, you're not some jewelry. You're alive. You live and you breathe. Somebody restricting you in any such way is not supporting you to grow. That is not love. That's jealousy. Now, testing. This is another form of jealousy. Okay, when you start testing, well, what happened here? I'm going to test to see how much you love me. The monitoring type of behaviour. But the testing is when you set tests. Well, if he does this, then I know. And if she does that, then I know. You're deluding yourself. Yeah? Okay, stop testing your partners. That's your insecurity. If you are not feeling it, you need to walk away and go and do some development work on yourself. You are not going to be any good for anybody, and more importantly for yourself, if this is the insecurity that you are going to be living in your relationship. It's going to wreak havoc for you and your family. If you've got kids as well, it's not a good look. Okay, now I'm getting to the end of the jealousy part, but sulking. All the sulks because you don't feel love and you're upset and you're jealous and you're worried and you presume that they're seeing someone and you've made it all up in your head, or you could see them doing things that they haven't even done, and they got to keep saying, no I haven't, but I love you, no I haven't, but I love you, and then you sit in a corner and you sulk. Not love. Okay, that is not love. All right, so I'm going to explain to you what love actually is. So what is love? Now, that also depends on what you see spiritually and how you view yourself and worlds and nature. Ultimately, the idea of love is that you care for somebody and you want the best for them. And you want the best for yourself as well, because you can't love somebody else without knowing how to love yourself. Yeah? So you can really have a lot of self-hate and need somebody and think you love somebody. And ultimately, you're not really giving love because you don't know how to love yourself. So it's difficult for you to love anybody else. So what are you feeling really, my friend? Okay? What is that happy feeling? Is it happy because you're happy? Yeah? It's often we think love is about the idea of how the person makes us feel. But really, love is about how we make the other person feel, or the ideas that we have that make us feel good. So in a nutshell, jealousy is not love. Jealousy is unhealthy, negative emotion that stunts your growth emotionally and mentally and can make you do some nonsense. Yeah? Love, you can also do some nonsense. However, you're much more caring and nurturing of the other person. You're not trying to make them do. You don't want to restrict them. When you're restricting somebody, that's not love. When you're trying to make somebody do what you want them to do, that's not love. That's control because of your own needs. So does she love you? Well, if she's going through your phone and she's following you and she's accusing you, it's not so much does she love you, does she love herself? Probably not as much as she should. Thank you for watching Advice Line. Today was basically on love and jealousy, because that was the main focus of the messages that I received towards the end of this week. Please keep sending me your inbox in. Okay, you can inbox me directly on Facebook, Desiree Shaw, or you can inbox me via my business page, Shaw Therapy, and I will answer. Okay, I will not expose your name, and I will be confidential, and I will probably mix it with what other people are saying if it's around the same type of thing. Okay, happy to offer some understanding and shed some light on some issues. I hope that was helpful. Okay, follow me on Facebook on my page, Desiree Shaw. Subscribe to my channel on YouTube, which is also Desiree Shaw. And thank you for your support, and thank you for all of your messages. I really, really do appreciate them. Bye for now.